Back here in between games, Game 2 against Klamath Falls for the Doc. Back here in between games, Game 2 against Klamath Falls for the Doc Stewarts coming up here in just a few moments as we have a little bit of time getting ready for Game 2. We get a chance to continue our series of Doc Stewarts player interviews. And as we get ready for Game 2, this is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Joining us, number 2 on your roster, it is Sebastian Watson out of Roseburg High School, graduate of 2022. Sebastian, back with Docs this summer. How's it feel to be back out there on the field wearing the Doc Stewarts uniform?
Feels a lot great. Feels really good, actually. I didn't play in the spring, so it's been a little bit for me. It's been like a year since I played, so it feels good to be back out here with my boys.
Yeah.
Ready to get after it.
So what's the last year of life been like for you? I know when we talked last year, as you were wrapping up the summer, the thoughts were some sort of armed services, and but yet we see you back here. So what's the last year been like for you?
Started building houses.
Okay.
And roofing. Wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't great. I'd much rather be here, let's just say that.
Yeah, right? Yeah, for sure. Well, we are happy to have you back. You're going to be one of the more tenured guys on the team here, and we talked yesterday with Cade Johnson about just being able to kind of suit up and do it again. What's it mean to you to have one more season, one more summer with the Doc Stewarts?
Means everything. I know it's my last year, so I can't come back no matter what next year, so I got to leave it all out there for these guys.
Yeah.
And hopefully not lose like we did last year.
Yeah. When you took your last, reps or your last time in the uniform last year, did you have an idea you'd be back here at this point?
No, I didn't think I would be.
Yeah.
But after that year of not playing, made me kind of want to come back,
Yeah.
and get after it.
So how important is this year for you? Are you hoping that this opportunity this summer gets you an opportunity to continue playing once next school year rolls around, or?
We'll talk about that when the time gets here. I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah. Well, we obviously are excited to have you back out there, and early going in the season so far. And this is a team that's got a nice mixture of young and old. We've got a lot of guys back after 1 year post high school, and that leads to a lot of guys that kind of know what's expected at this level. And as you mentioned, guys that are doing it for one last time, and so nothing to lose for you guys. For you, as one of these older guys that are back in experience, what's that experience like? Kind of knowing what happens during the summer with Doc Stewarts.
It's good. Trying to communicate that to the younger guys. I like our team. I think we can swing it better than we have been in the last couple of years. If we can figure our pitching out, I think we'll be dangerous.
Yeah, I think, and there's some good arms on this team that definitely can do it. Defensively wise, still trying to put the pieces together on just who's going to be where throughout the season. This early process in the season, what's it like as a player? Kind of each day you don't know exactly what the coach is going to be thinking about, who's going to go where you might be in the lineup as the coach is trying to figure out what the best thing is. What's it like for you as a player when you're kind of showing up and you're just ready to do whatever?
If your name's not in the lineup, you got to show up the next day at practice and go a little harder, You got to compete every day.
Yeah.
And these guys, it's a good group. Everyone's good. There's no guaranteed spot right now, which is good. I think it's going to push a lot of people to the max.
Are some of these young guys, you noticing they're pushing some of the experienced guys as well on the roster?
Yeah, the young guys a lot better than they have been in the years past.
Well, you're not one of the young guys anymore on this one, and you get a chance to be a bit of a leader. Have you been trying to kind of take on one of those leadership roles?
I have been, yeah. It's difficult, but I think we'll get it done.
Well, especially when it's a group that, you're 1 year out of high school, and so, you haven't been around some of these guys. Even the guys on the Roseburg team where you played your high school ball, you may not know them as well, or they've been, playing ball without you for a year. Yeah. So how is that adjustment period, getting a chance to get to know everybody and get familiar with everybody's names?
It's all right. I know most of them just from out of the sports things, but it's going to be fun to get after it with these guys, that's for sure.
For sure. Well, as you get ready for it here, I know we got to get going for you, but what's one thing you're kind of looking forward as this season continues on, knowing it's your last one here? What's one of the biggest things that you just always love about Docs?
Just competing every day and beating Eugene. I really want to beat them this year. I don't like Eugene at all, to be honest.
You guys took care of him last year in the tournament, so that was nice.
Yeah, that was really nice.
We'd like to get a few more against them here this year. Sebastian, thanks so much for the time, man. Best of luck to you out there this year.
All right, thank you.
That, again, is Sebastian Watson joining us here in between games as we bring you the Roseburg Disposal pregame show for game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader between the Doc Stewarts and the Klamath Falls Falcons. As a great coach in the Umpqua Basin always tells me during the spring season, when you lose game one, the best you can hope for is a split. So we'll see what the Doc Stewarts are able to do here in game two of tonight's doubleheader. It'll be coming up here momentarily. Doc Stewarts fall 8-7 in game one, but we get ready for game two as we turn the page. We've got starting lineups making their way up to the booth here, and we will work feverishly to get those all written down, and we'll bring you the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups when we come back as we continue on our countdown to game two of tonight's doubleheader from Klamath Falls here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs. Just about get ready for game two as the two coaches meet at home for the exchanging of the lineup cards. Time to take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. When you're looking to put together the best defense for your home, call Cooper's Pest Control at 673-0363. Start off with the starting lineup for Coach Eric Savage and the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. It'll be in the leadoff spot, shortstop Brooks Avery. Batting second will be center fielder Carson Dunn. Playing at second base and batting third is Cade Johnson. At third base, batting in the cleanup spot for the Doc Stewarts is going to be Cole Collins. Batting fifth and playing in right field, Drew Camp. Catching is Parker Burke, batting in the sixth spot. In left field, batting seventh will be Sebastian Watson. Hitting eighth and starting at first base is Evan Corbin. And at the DH position, batting in the ninth spot, will be Waylon McKnight. The DH being utilized for starting pitcher Colton Sywell tonight for the Doc Stewarts. On the other side, for head coach Pete Whistler and the Klamath Falls Falcons. On the mound will be Marcus Eula-Ford. He will be the starting pitcher for game two of tonight's doubleheader. Behind the plate for game two is going to be, hard to read some of these names here. Let's see, that is Tyler Harper back behind the plate. At first base for the Falcons, it's going to be Owen Harper. At second base, filling in for Eula-Ford, who played there defensively in the first game. At second base is going to be Backer. That is Jaden Backer at second base. On the left side of the infield, at third base, you'll have Mark Carpenter. The starter in game one eventually moved to third defensively. In the at shortstop is Aiden Hayes once again. In the outfield from left to right, in left field is Peyton Price. In left field, Brody Hubble in center, and out in right field is Ryan Glidden. Glidden came in and provided quite the spark for this K Falls team in game one. Only got 2 at-bats, made him count. He had a double and a single, and was able to score the game-winning run for K Falls. So game 2 of our doubleheader about to get underway here from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. That is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. Want to say thanks to Sebastian Watson for joining us. We talked to him before the games, but for joining us here in between games. And we appreciate all the players spending a few minutes with us to get us a chance to catch up with them for those that we've known and get a chance to talk to those that are on and get to learn about those that are on the team for the first time. Go to the top of the first inning here. Doc's trying to start things off on the right foot after ending things in game one on the wrong foot. First pitch in high for ball 1 to Brooks Avery, and we are underway. Avery trying to get it started, starting at shortstop again in game 2. He gets behind one, out to left field. Price on the run. That ball, he's looking back over the shoulder. He makes the catch as he goes to the dirt in the warning track. He takes that one away from Brooks Avery. Peyton Price goes all Willie Mays on us out in left field. Got into that red dirt out there, the red rock out there on the warning track. Kind of twisted down to the turf, but boy, what a catch he makes in deep left field as Brooks Avery almost left the yard. He got that one to the warning track. Avery had 2 home runs during the spring season with Roseburg. He was the only player for the Roseburg Indians to leave the ballpark. He almost got one there, not quite enough to get out. The wind now blowing out to right field at the moment as a first pitch, ball 1 to Carson Dunn, who did have a home run in game 1. He's got 2 on the season. Yeah, the wind right now blowing out to right field as the lights are coming on here at Kiger Stadium. Outside and low for Eula Ford. 2-0 count to Carson Dunn. Some dark, ominous clouds off in the distance, and we have noticed a few lightning bolts off in the distance. Appear to be far enough away. We have not had, it seems like, much conversation of anybody thinking about what might be the future of this matchup here tonight. Hopefully we'll get things through. It would be a shame to come all this way and then find ourselves either in a delay that's going to keep us here longer or having to possibly come back or find a way to finish a second game in this one. The 3-0 pitch to Dunn is in for a called strike, 3-1. Ball 4, Carson Dunn will draw a 1-out walk. Doc Stewart's have a man on with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Carson Dunn, that was a tough game 1 for him. It felt like he got used and abused. He kind of had a tough fall on a almost catch in deep center field in game 1. Went down awkward and looked like maybe that red rock out there might have chewed him up a little bit. Then he got tagged in the face on a play at the plate, and he'll slide back in safely at first. So a couple of kind of beat-em-up kind of plays there in game 1. It seemed like both sides and even the umpires took a beating in game 1 of our doubleheader. Here in game 2, 1 on, 1 out, top of the first inning. At the plate is Kate Johnson. Johnson's hitting has been kind of coming along. 3 hits total on the season for him. He swings through. The ball gets away. Running for second goes Dunn. The throw pops off the glove for Jaden Backer as Carson Dunn gets in safely on the wild pitch. Into second base goes Johnson. It's an 0-1 count, it goes Dunn. Johnson at the plate, an 0-1 count after that swing and a miss. One count for Cade. Doc's trying to make amends for a loss in game one. 1-1 count here for Cade. Ford delivers, bounces it off the plate. It goes into the netting behind home. Dunn will take third easily. He makes a turn. Ford was waiting on the mound. Didn't think to try and cover home. Behind the plate, Harper had to chase that baseball down, and Dunn gave it a good look. Kind of startled Ford to make the break to the plate to see about covering just in case. So another wild pitch will move Carson Dunn up 90 feet closer to home. Doc's trying to take a lead. They started with a 1-0 lead in game one as well. Line drive out towards right field. This could be good enough. Glidden will make the catch. Dunn breaking for home. The throw to the plate will not be fielded cleanly, and the Docs take a 1-0 lead on a sac fly by Cade Johnson. So one run comes in. There are two away. Dunn will score. Carson Dunn has now been on base 6 times in this doubleheader. He reached base all 5 times in game one, gets on base here in game two, and with that run scored, he's now scored 4 times in this doubleheader already. Dunn has been productive. 2 down, first pitch, strike 1 to the third baseman. This is Cole Collins. And I will have to look back here in my scorebook, but I don't believe Collins has gotten a chance to hit yet this season. He takes low. Collins, the senior from Oakland High School. Let's see here. He didn't play in game 2 against Corvallis. Didn't play in game 1 against the Market Men. Swings through a pitch in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes for him now. Cole Collins has 1 at-bat on the season, it looks like. And he is 0 for 1 in that 1 at-bat. He's got a 1-2 count here with 2 outs and nobody on. He'll take strike 3. The catcher will come up throwing to first, and that'll wrap up things in the first inning. But the Doc Stewarts get 1. Seems familiar. That's kind of how it worked out in the first inning of game 1. 1 run on no hits. There were no errors, and nobody left on base. That is an eerie repeat of game 1. It's to the bottom of the first we go. A 1-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the first inning. On the mound will be Colton Sywell for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Sywell out of Bandon High School. Looking to try and pitch the Docs to a victory in game 2. First pitch in, a check swing, appeal down to first. No, he did not go around. Aiden Hayes at the plate will lead things off as we get a chance to run through your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Falcons here in game 2. Hayes, the leadoff man, 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Up next will be Brody Hubble, the center fielder, batting second. And then the pitcher, Marcus Ford, bats third. A strike called, a 1-2 count.
Sywell's 1-2 delivery. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Down looking goes Aiden Hayes. It's a Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout to start off the ball game for Colton Sywell. Mountain Mike's don't swing and miss when it comes to dinner tonight. Stop by Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard and Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. 1 out. Brody Hubble will bat. He takes for ball 1. Hubble, the starting center fielder. Waiting on deck again, Marcus Eulaford. The catcher is Tyler Harper. He waits in the cleanup spot. As another pitch misses, 2-0 count. Sywell, the right-hander on the mound. He started the season opener for the Dock Stewarts and got the win against Medford. It's a 3-0 count to the 2-hitter Hubble. Ball 4 as that pitch over the plate but low. A walk issued to Hubble. 1 on, 1 away. Marcus Eulaford, the pitcher, will dig in next. So Hayes, Hubble, Eulaford. Harper waits on deck. Then you've got the third baseman, Mark Carpenter, batting at 5th. It's a pickoff throw. Left fielder Peyton Price will bat in the 6th spot, followed by first baseman Owen Harper. Batting 8th and playing in right field, Ryan Glidden. And rounding out the starting 9 will be the second baseman, Jaden Backer. As a ball lifted to right field, but foul. Eulaford will have an 0-1 count with a man on at first and 1 away. That's your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Klamath Falls here tonight. Again, Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. The 0-1 from Sywell. Just out off the edge, a 1-1 count. Catching for the Docks here in Game 2 is Parker Burke. At first base, Evan Corbin. And at second base is Cade Johnson. On the left side of the diamond at third base is not Drew Camp. Drew Camp's out in right field. There's a throw down to first. Back in just ahead of the tag goes Hubble. At third base is Cole Collins tonight here in Game 2. And at shortstop, Brooks Avery. We'll get you the outfield here in just a moment. 1-1 count, or excuse me, 2-1 count for Eulaford at the dish. Fouled away a pitch on the outer half for strike 2. In the outfield, Sebastian Watson in left. Carson Dunn in center. And out in right field here in Game 2 is Drew Camp. 2-2 delivery. High and away. Another throw down to first for Burke. It's behind. In safely goes Brody Hubble on after a walk. Eulaford, a 3-2 pitch coming up with 1 out. Sywell delivers. That ball popped up. Skies it to the right field. Drew Camp calling for it. He'll make the catch. The lefty will send it back in. That ball gets thrown away. They tried to pick off the runner at first. And up to second base will go Hubble. Parker Burke was covering at first base as Brody Hubble took his time coming back. Camp tried to throw it to first, and Parker Burke was there to cover the bag, but the throw got a little high, a little bit of contact, and he could not get to that one. So that'll go down as a throwing error. First error for the Docks here. They had 5 of them in Game 1. Got to try and clean up the defense a little bit. 2 outs with a man at second base after the fly ball out for Eulaford. It'll bring up Tyler Harper, who was a very difficult out in Game 1. He takes low and outside for a 1-0 count. Harper was 3 for 4 with a double and 2 singles, drove in a run. Stands in here with a man in scoring position, a 1-0 lead for the Dock Stewarts at the moment. There was some lightning off in the distance. The pitch outside, 2-0 count. We're going to get like a natural moment here or something, a home run to deep left field as fireworks and lightning strikes are going off.
As long as there's, some soft music playing in the background, we'll probably get that. 2-0 pitch. Grounder right side. Cade Johnson can't get to it. Into right field. Camp comes up. He's going to throw it in. That ball not going to get to home in time. Up to second base on the throw goes Harper as he drives in the first run of the ball game for K Falls. And boy, just like the first game of tonight's doubleheader, second game is going about to script. The K-Fall Falcons trailed 1-0 after the top of the first in Game 1 and were able to tie it up in the bottom of the first in Game 1. They do it again here in Game 2. Ground ball through the right side for Harper. He ends up at second. Scoring was Hubble from second base. So 1-1 the score here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs, a 1-0 count. 0-1 count. Sywell gets a foul ball. Off the bat there of Mark Carpenter, third baseman, and the 5-hitter in the lineup for the Falcons. Colton Sywell trying to get the Docs through this first inning. Mark Carpenter at the plate. Sywell, 0-2 pitch. Got him to swing and miss on the dirt. Parker up with it. Burke throws down to Corbin to wrap up things here in the first inning. It's another Mountain Mike strikeout for Colton Sywell as he gets the Docs through the first inning, but a run comes in for K Falls. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 Doc Stewart error, and 1 runner left on base. We're through 1 inning of play. It's tied 1-1 going to the top of the second here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Top of the second inning, starting to head to dusk here in Klamath Falls. Out in the distance, really dark clouds, and we've seen some lightning strikes down to the south. We are still going here. I'm sure there's folks keeping an eye on things and making sure things won't get too close here tonight at Kiger Stadium. Hoping that we will not have any delays, but we will keep you posted. 1 inning in the books for the Doc Stewarts. We start off with right fielder Drew Camp here in the second inning, followed by Parker Burke and then Sebastian Watson.
Fielder, number 11, Drew Camp.
Camp, first action of the night tonight. He did have a fly ball out in the bottom of the first inning defensively. So he got a little bit of action out there defensively. Now going to try and get something going at the plate. The left-handed batter and left-handed thrower. First pitch from the righty, Eula Ford, hits the outside corner for strike 1. Docs Baseball tonight brought to you by our friends at DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. And time called. Visit out to the mound here. I'm not sure if Eula Ford, he's grabbing his back a little bit. He may have strained a little something there as they're going to come out an injury timeout here in the top of the second inning. 1-1 ball game. Eula Ford, boy, that would be troublesome. He's been difficult at the plate. He was playing great at second base in Game 1, and he's pitching here in Game 2, and it would be unfortunate to go quickly to the bullpen for K Falls in game 2. They do have an arm out there throwing, so may have somebody ready to come in if they need to here on short notice. 1-1 ball game. Also want to let you know, Docs Baseball this summer brought to you by Chuck Sorman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Eula Ford at the moment looks like he's going to stay in this one. He's grabbing his low back on his left side. That would be on his plant leg. Eula Ford towing the first base side of the rubber to the lefty. He delivers. Misses high and away. His back seems to be, he's at least noticing it as he stretches a little bit out there on the mound. There is, again, an arm warming up in the bullpen for Klamath Falls. The 1-1. Camp fouls it to the bullpen for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Out there throwing in the bullpen for K Falls is Lane Frank. Swinging a foul tip into the glove for strike 3 for Camp. He goes down, so as of right now, that maybe a little tweak in the back there for Eula Ford is not affecting him yet. He gets his second strikeout of the night. 1 away to lead things here in the second. Parker Burke will stand in, his first at-bat of the evening. Was in the dugout for game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. A lot of catchers on the roster. They're all splitting some time back there. It's nice to have the reserves. That pitch almost got the front shoulder there for Burke, but cuts to the inside corner for a called strike. Parker Burke, 0-1 count. A senior from Roseburg High School. 0-1 delivery. Takes a strike. Burke has so far this summer been used more as a pitcher than he has been as a catcher. Don't think that has any saying or bearing on their thoughts of him as a catcher, just that they've got other guys that they can put back there and they really want to work him along as a closer role. The 0-2 pitch he takes high. Work him in as a bit of a closer. And he didn't pitch during the spring because Roseburg didn't really have a backup catcher to fill in for him if he was on the mound. So he caught every inning this summer, or this spring for Roseburg. So they need to kind of work him back in as a pitcher. He takes low and inside. They'd also love to get him going as a hitter. Second team all-conference selection for Roseburg this year. Stands back in with a 2-2 count, 1 away. Nobody on base for the Docs here in the top of the second, and a 1-1 ball game. Burke hits one towards short, charging in, fielded by Hayes, throws low to first, knocked away by the first baseman Harper. Burke will come back to first. He stays on there. He's on with the error. It'll be a low throw by the shortstop, Aiden Hayes. Well, the Doc Stewarts, you got to take them any way you can. Still looking for their first hit, but they get a runner on at first, and we'll see. I'm not sure if they will bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher.
Watson.
At the moment, I don't see anybody coming out. So it looks like Burke's going to run for himself out there at first. Nope, they brought in Logan Anderson before I could even tell. Anderson running at first base for the catcher. Hit low and inside to Sebastian Watson for a 1-0 count. Watson has been very productive at the plate this season so far for the Docs. He was 1 for 1 in game 1. Takes low and outside for a 2-0 count. Watson had 2 walks and was hit by a pitch, then a single in game 1, scored twice. Had a couple of stolen bases. I'm sure he is a bat that they like to see at the bottom of the lineup to try and kind of help keep things moving as he hits one towards short, takes one hop to Hayes. His throw at second gets away. Anderson running for Burke will head to third. At first base, Sebastian Watson kind of lost his footing as he got through the bag
and tried to break down to see about possibly advancing, but he wisely probably stayed at first. I don't think he would have had any hopes of trying to move to second on the overthrow at second. So Watson gets on with a fielder's choice, and Logan Anderson running for Parker Burke ends up at third on the second error here in the second inning for the shortstop, Aiden Hayes. Just one out, runners at first and third, and Evan Corbin gets his first at-bat of the night. Corbin, no decision in game one on the mound after a pretty strong start for him. Kind of started out a little sluggish, but he really dialed it in until the seventh inning. Kind of got touched up, came out of the game, and then things fell off the cliff unfortunately, for Tristan Ledbetter. 0-1 count for Corbin, and time called. Eula Ford on the mound. Still hasn't given up a hit in this one. A couple of balls in play and errors for Klamath Falls has gotten Roseburg with runners at first and third. Here from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Nightfall coming up on us. Lights starting to take effect. And some of the lights that we would prefer not to see flash off in the distance beyond the right field fence. For the time being, they've stayed at a distance, and that is perfectly fine by us. 0-1 count here for Evan Corbin. Swings and misses again for strike two. One away. Runners on the corners. Corbin with an 0-2 count. Pickoff throw to first. Sebastian Watson back in as the tag was being applied. It's close over there. Oh, 2 count. Eula Ford looking for his third strikeout of the night. Corbin, though, gets one. Soft liner will carry deep to short. Throw to first base. Not in time to get Watson back to the bag. So an L6 for Corbin. He's the second out. Just didn't get quite enough behind that one. Got a little jammed on that shot. Corbin second out here in the second inning. Runner still on the corners. Hayes tried to pick off Sebastian Watson at first with a double play, but Watson back in safely and the throw bounced in. A good job by Owen Harper to make sure that ball didn't get by him. Up to bat, the DH in the 9 spot. This is Waylon McKnight. Runner going, swing and a miss. Throw goes to the mound. Eula Ford fielded that one quickly. I'm not sure if he was expecting that or not, but he fielded it. He got the throw at the rubber, turned and looked at third, but Logan Anderson was back to the bag at third base. Sebastian Watson, a stolen base into scoring position. An 0-1 count for Waylon McKnight. He'll take low, evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count for Marcus Eula Ford against Waylon McKnight. Pops one up right side. That'll carry out of play. McKnight will have 2 strikes against him with 2 outs. Runners at second and third in a 1-1 ball game here in the top of the second. The 1-2 pitch froze him at the plate. McKnight goes down looking. The strikeout will finish things in the top of the second. 3 strikeouts in this one so far for Marcus Eula Ford, and he has gotten the Falcons through the first 2 innings with the game tied 1-1 for the Docs. No runs, no hits. There were 2 errors for the Falcons and 2 runners left on base. Go to the bottom of the second, 1-1 ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Falcons. Left fielder number 3, Peyton Price.
Bottom of the second inning, a 1-1 ball game between your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and the Klamath Falls Falcons. Docs trying to split on the road after losing game 1 in extra innings. Peyton Price on the mound, at the plate against Colton Sywell on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. The first pitch outside for ball 1. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. The 1-0 from Sywell, swung on and missed. Peyton Price, the left fielder. After him, it's Owen Harper, the first baseman. The 1-1, swung on and missed again for strike 2. Price down a ball and 2 strikes. Price, Harper, and then the right fielder Ryan Glidden. Your 3 hitters due up here in the second inning for the Falcons. Sywell misses outside for a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes to Peyton Price. Fouls one back over the top of us here behind home. Well, congratulations to any Denver Nugget fans out there as the Nuggets wrap up a NBA championship for the first time in franchise history. They get the gentleman's sweep in 5 games. Breaking ball, strike 3. He had Price fooled at the plate. He went crumpling to the ground thinking he was about to get plunked by a pitch, and instead it breaks in for strike 3. A Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout to begin things here in the second for Colton Sywell. He'll face Owen Harper. Another breaking ball in for a strike on the inside corner. Sywell in his first start for the Docs against Medford in the season opener got the win as he gets the hitter out in front. Harper got that one off the end of the bat as it was on his front foot. Sywell in that season opener, he only went 2 innings, but he didn't allow a run, no hits. He walked 2, struck out 3, and hit 1 batter. It was a quick outing for him just to get kind of the season underway, and he's looking for a longer outing and another win here tonight. He fires in the dirt outside, misses for a 1-2 count against Owen Harper. Doc Stewart's in a 1-1 ball game with Klamath Falls in the bottom of the second. Swung and a miss. Strike 3 again. And Sywell is piling them up. That's his 4th strikeout here on the night, 2 away. Ryan Glidden, who had a nice game 1 in relief in right field. Glidden came in and had a double and a single and scored the game-winning run for the Falcons. He bats as the pitch goes outside for ball 1. A 1-0 count to Glidden. The 8-hitter waiting on deck is the second baseman. That is Jaden Backer out there. He's the second baseman, and he waits on deck as the 9-hitter, the last man to face off against Colton Sywell for the first time tonight. 2-0 pitch. Low and outside for a 3-0 count. Sywell with 1 walk so far in this one. That came in the first inning. It ended up being the game-tying run. 2 away, a 3-0 pitch here for Glidden. Sywell doesn't let him off the hook. He fires in a strike. 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs and nobody on base here in the second. Glidden out of his Sywell out of his windup to Glidden, and Glidden will take lone outside for a ball 4. Second walk in the game issued by Sywell. 1 on with 2 away, and the 9-hitter Jaden Backer will stand in. Game 2 of our doubleheader here in Cave Falls. Lights on the vehicles as they drive by out beyond the right or left field fence. Sitting high atop the stadium here at Kiger. A strike on the first pitch to Backer. You get a great view of the city from up here. It's nice. And great view of the ballpark as a pickoff throw to first base. Glidden back in safely. Real comfortable here. I'm okay getting this trip out of the way early. It's been a real comfortable day. Normally you're up here sweating your tail off when we make a trip down here a little later in the summer. Today was a rather comfortable summer day in Klamath Falls. An 0-2 pitch right now for Jaden Backer. Outside, Burke comes up with it. The runner will hold that first. Ball and 2 strikes. Just had my phone open looking to see if I could figure out a radar, but I think it's at about 68 degrees here in Cave Falls for Game 2. Down to 67 now. A 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball just missing to even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Jaden Backer. Bottom of the second inning, a 1-1 ball game between the Doc Stewarts and the Klamath Falls Falcons. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Sywell tried to challenge the hitter with the fastball in at about the belt buckle. And Backer got around just enough on it to be able to get a piece of it. He'll try to square one up here on the 2-2. Sywell bounces it outside. It goes to the backstop. Up to second base will go Glidden. Wild pitch puts a man into scoring position, and a full count now for Jaden Backer. Top of the order waiting on deck. That is Aiden Hayes, who struck out looking in the first. The 3-2 pitch with 2 down. First base is open. So out at second base, Ryan Glidden will not be taking off on the pitch. A visit out to the mound for Parker Burke to make sure that he's on the same page with Colton Sywell. Sywell will work out of the stretch with a man at second base and 2 down. The full count pitch to Jaden Backer. Fouled away. Look out. That ball. A laser over to the Doc's dugout there. Fresh baseballs coming. Well, new baseballs coming back in. I don't know. They're probably not brand new. They've probably been used, but a couple of foul balls. Losing them there for Jaden Backer, and got to get a fresh set out there. 3-2 count again. The pitch for Sywell. He challenged Backer with that last fastball, and he's been able to at least get a piece of it to stay alive. He waits in the back end of the batter's box. The 3-2 from Sywell. Strike 3, got him with the breaking ball. Froze him at the plate to finish things off here in the second. Sywell strikes out the side. He's got 5 punch-outs in the ball game, and the Doc Stewarts still tied with Klamath Falls as we go to the top of the third. 1-1 ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
We get our first call to the bullpen here for Game 2. All pitching changes brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. If you're considering making a change when it comes to your insurance coverage, of course, get in touch with Chris Hubbard. You can give him a call at 672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. He'll help you deal with all life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget plus coverage for your home and auto. Taking over on the mound will be Lane Frank, a right-hander for Klamath Falls. He'll face the top of the order. Docs went through the order once against Marcus Eula-Ford. He goes 2 innings, gave up 1 run on no hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. It'll be Brooks Avery to lead things off against the new man on the mound. Eula-Ford appears to just come out of the game, so a straight switch for the pitcher. He was dealing with some back tightness. Yeah, he's over on the bench, still grabbing that left side of his back down just above the hip. So a little bit of discomfort there he'll have to work out. The first pitch for Lane Frank is popped up, foul, and out of play for Brooks Avery. Brooks Avery led off the ball game with a deep fly ball to left field that was caught by Peyton Price, who made a great play out there in left. Willie Mays-esque type grab. The 0-1 pitch. Avery will take a breaking ball, slow curveball in for strike 2. Avery will get back in. The 0-2 count. Frank out of his windup. And strike 3 called for Brooks Avery. I think Avery took exception to the second strike in that at-bat. Might have thrown things off a little bit for him there as that at-bat continued. 1 away, nobody on. It'll bring up Carson Dunn, the center fielder. He walked and scored the run in the first inning for the Doc Stewarts. He'll take outside. Tonight's Doc Stewarts baseball game here on The Score, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Squaring to bunt, pushes it right back to the mound for Dunn. Throw to first, a little high, but back on the bag in time for the out is Owen Harper. 2 down. Brings up Cade Johnson. Johnson, a sac fly in the first inning to drive in the only run of the game for the Docs so far. That is the first time on that push bunt there by Dunn. First time that Carson Dunn has not gotten on base tonight between Game 1 and Game 2 of our doubleheader. He's had a good night. Cade Johnson looking to get something started with 2 away. He takes a ball in the dirt for ball 1. Late night tonight here in Klamath Falls. A 1-0 pitch is high, a 2-0 count. Docs will be in Staten tomorrow at Regis High School to take on the Crushers. 2-0 pitch, high, 3-0. Docs are hoping tomorrow they are taking on the Crushers, looking to win a second consecutive game. They're trying to win Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader after losing Game 1 in extras. Strike on the outside corner on the 3-0 pitch. Cade Johnson, second baseman here in Game 2. A 3-1 pitch from Lane Frank. Takes a strike, and the count goes full. Lane Frank looking for a 1-2-3 third inning in relief of Marcus Eula-Ford. He winds and fires the 3-2. A line drive back up the middle goes right by at the kneecaps for Lane Frank. Went right by the pitcher into center field. A base hit for Cade Johnson. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. And Johnson will get the first base hit of the night for the Doc Stewarts. It comes here in the third inning. Game 1, Docs were hitless through the first 4 innings. Here in Game 2, they only go hitless for 2 innings and finally get one in here in the third.
Cole Collins will bat. He struck out swinging in the first. Collins starting at third base here for game 2. Kay Johnson at first. 2 away. Collins looking for his first hit of the season. Takes a breaking ball for a 1-0 count. Collins stands back in. Frank out of his stretch. Delivers. That ball hit the right field. Glidden on the run. That ball over his head. Going to one-hop to the warning track. Tripping around first was Collins. He gets up. He'll get into second. Doc Stewart's a run coming to the plate. Scoring from first is Kay Johnson on an RBI double by Cole Collins. Collins tumbled around first. Legs moving a little bit faster than the rest of him. But he does what he needed to. Gets to second base safely. Drives in a run on an RBI double. And the Doc Stewarts will take a 2-1 lead here in the third. Johnson scores from first. All RBIs and extra base hits this season. Brought to you by BTB Moving. Cole Collins had him moving around the bases. If you need some help moving, you can call BTB. They will provide the labor services for your moving needs. Veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. BTB Moving. Book now at 315-0122. First pitch to the lefty, Drew Camp, in for a strike. So Docs get their first hits of the ballgame here in the third and score another run to take a 2-1 advantage. Frank delivers. Out in front of the off speed was Camp, and he pulls that one to the parking lot down the right field side. And he's behind 0-2. On the mound, Lane Frank in relief of Marcus Eula Ford gives up the lead here in the third. He's trying to get through it. The 0-2 pitch outside. Out at second base, Cole Collins, his first hit of the summer for the Doc Stewarts. It comes in his third at-bat. It's a run-scoring double. Not too bad of a way to start things off for the senior from Oakland. Drew Camp trying to get something going here. He'll take high and away. Two-one, the count for Drew Camp, the right fielder for the Doc Stewarts. Camp struck out swinging in the second. Camp will call for time, gets it awarded to him, steps out, and will reset. Out at second base, Cole Collins takes his lead. That one goes behind the hitter. Throw down to second base. Nobody there at the bag. It will be fielded on one hop by the shortstop, Aiden Hayes, behind the bag. 3 balls, 1 strike to Drew Camp. Full count, 3-2, according to our home plate umpire. High and away, Camp will draw the walk. First walk issued by Lane Frank. Second walk in the game for the Doc Stewarts. Runners at first and second, a 2-1 ball game here in the third. Parker Burke will stand in, reached on an error in the second inning. Doc Stewart's in the black tops, the cream trousers with the blue stripe down the side of the leg, the blue stirrups for all of the players. Strike called on the outside corner for Parker. Home whites for K-Falls tonight. White tops, white trousers, red belts, red numbers on the back. Strike 2 taken by Burke, and he's down 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. Runners at first and second here in the top of the third inning. Burke out in front, pulls it towards short, deep in the hole for Hayes. He knocks it down but can't make a play. He's able to keep it on the infield, but he's unable to do anything with it. And an 0-2 count turns into a base hit on the infield for Parker Burke. They'll bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher. Logan Anderson will take over again at first. Drew Camp moved to second. Cole Collins goes to third. Sebastian Watson will step up to bat with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Trying to do something for the Doc Stewarts here, see if they can put up a crooked number and really break this one open. Doc's trying to rebound after losing an emotional and back and forth game 1. Both sides had momentum in that one. Watson takes low and outside to even up the count, 1-1. Seemed like the pendulum kept swinging from one side to the other. One time the Doc Stewart's dugout was hot and chirping, then it swung back to the other side. K Falls dugout hot and chirping. Off the inside corner, a fisted one to first, played by the first baseman. Owen Harper will tag the bag to retire the side. Doc Stewart's will leave them loaded, but they do get the lead with a 2-out double by Cole Collins, scoring Cade Johnson. 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left on base. 2-1, Doc's in front going to the bottom of the third here on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Bottom of the third inning, a 2-1 lead for the Doc Stewarts here in the nightcap of today's Twin Bill against the Klamath Falls Falcons. I'm Joey Kieran here with you from Kiger Stadium. Tonight's game brought to you by Dr. Lanton Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Give them a call. They're accepting patients at 541-378-6694. First pitch, swing and a miss to start things off for Colton Sywell. Facing the top of the order here, Aiden Hayes. Up to bat for a second time. He struck out looking in his first at-bat, and he'll take strike 2. Watches that one go by. The 0-2 pitch here for Sywell is a little low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we bring you back here to Kiger Stadium on a late night in K Falls. Off the inside edge of the bat, play goes to second base, and on safely, beating the throw to first. Cade Johnson did everything he could to try and get in, but that little soft liner to second base could not make the play in time. So that'll bring up Brody Hubble. Hubble bats with 1 on and nobody out. He drew a walk and scored a run his first time up. Outside for ball 1. An infield single. That's just the second hit of the game for Klamath Falls. Doc Stewart's with 3 hits in the ball game as a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Strike called. A 1-1 count here for Brody Hubble. One pitch by Sywell. Outside, thought about the pick and threw it down that way. Burks throw a little low to Corbin at first base. Back in safely going Hayes. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another pickoff throw that direction. They are worried about Hayes out there as a possible runner at first. Pitch gets by and to the backstop, racing to get to it. Burke will not have a chance to make a play on the runner who gets to second base. As Hayes will advance on the wild pitch. At the plate, Brody Hubble, a 3-1 count. Colton Sywell trying to get back in the at-bat against Hubble here. On the outside corner, that one dribbles down the first base side. That's an out at first. That went right over the bag. So out at first, Brody Hubble. On the play by Evan Corbin, one away. Up to third, though, goes Aiden Hayes. So a productive out there for Hubble. One away. New batter here. Inside for ball one, Lane Frank getting a chance at bat for the first time tonight. Frank took over on the mound for Eula Ford and gets to bat in his spot, the 3 spot in the lineup card. 1-0 count, he takes outside, 2 balls, no strikes. A runner at third base with 1 out. Sywell out of his windup, trying to preserve a 1-run lead, gets a swing and a miss on the inside corner by Frank. The 2-1 is swung on and missed. A 2-2 count with 1 away for Frank. Out of his windup here, Sywell. A punch out would be big. He gets it. Frank goes down with a defensive swing. Couldn't make any contact. That is the 6th strikeout through 2 2/3 innings so far for Colton Sywell, and it's a big one there. Gets the Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout, and it brings up Tyler Harper with a man at third. Doc's 1 out away from preserving their 1-0 lead in this one tonight. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, still early to go in this contest, but it'll get late quickly. Time called before the pitch by Sywell. Out of his windup for Sywell. That pitch goes to the backstop. The runner at third will not take off as that ball got away from Sywell. He wanted to work quickly, but lost his spot on that one. At the plate, Tyler Harper shaking his head. 1-0 count. Harper had an RBI single in the 1st inning. He fouls off one there. And this will be a battle here to watch. 1-1 count with 2 away. At third base is Aiden Hayes after a leadoff single here in the 3rd. Sywell's 1-2. Got him to swing and miss for strike 2. Sywell needs 1 more here to get through the 3rd inning and keep the 1-run lead intact. The 1-2. Opposite field, base hit. And that'll drive in a game-tying run. So it's 2-2 as Tyler Harper picks up his 2nd RBI of the game. Aiden Hayes will score from third, 2 away, runner on at first. A 2-2 ball game now. First pitch high and away, throw down to first base, and safely goes Harper. Sywell has given up 2 hits to make that 3 hits. 2 of the 3 have been to Harper, and those 2 hits have been for RBIs. 1-0 delivery for Sywell. Fouled back. Mark Carpenter at the plate, a 1-1 count. Carpenter struck out swinging in the 1st. Sywell's 1-1, behind it again, dribbled right side. That'll be strike 2. So once again, Sywell has gotten to 2 strikes against the hitter, trying to round things up in the 3rd inning. With 2 outs and a man at first now. Sywell shakes off the first signal from Parker Burke and time called.
Sywell's ready to go. The hitter was not stepping into the box. Carpenter back in. Strike 3. That'll wrap it up. Breaking ball to finish it off for Mark Carpenter. And Carpenter goes down looking for, he strikes out for a second time. That gets the home crowd chirping a bit. And not just the crowd, it's the dugout for Klamath Falls that is unhappy with strike 3. That will finish off things here in the third inning. It's a 2-2 ball game as we go to the top of the fourth on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Well, we head to the top of the fourth inning. Area 4 league opener for both the Doc Stewarts and the Klamath Falls Falcons. This is the opening action for the Falcons here tonight. They started the season with a comeback 8-7 win in Game 1 in 8 innings against the Doc Stewarts. And they have rallied back to tie this one up here in the third. The teams are matching each other. 1 run in the first for both teams, 1 run in the third for both teams. We start the fourth inning. Lane Frank on the mound for a second inning of work. And it'll be Evan Corbin, Waylon McKnight, and Brooks Avery, the 3 hitters due up for the Doc Stewarts.
Number 10, Evan Corbin.
And out of the dugout to have a conversation with the home plate umpire here is Pete Whistler. I'm not sure what prompted him to come out of the dugout to get in the home plate umpire's ear. And Whistler has been tossed in the opening weekend, actually I guess the opening night of baseball for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Pete Whistler never gets cheated of a conversation with the boys in blue, or tonight here in black for Game 2. He'll get ushered out of the game by his own catcher, Tyler Harper. So Pete Whistler gets run from the game here in Game 2. He had words with the umpiring crew in Game 1, and he finally earns himself a ticket to somewhere that's not the dugout here in the second game of tonight's contest. And he's still chirping from the stands as he makes his way out of the field of play. So we start off the fourth inning with some fireworks that continued from the end of the third inning there. On the mound, Lane Frank will deliver the first pitch to Evan Corbin. It's a ground ball third base side, goes by Carpenter at third. Mark Carpenter tried to olay a ground ball to third base, and Evan Corbin will get himself on with a leadoff single. So 1 on, nobody out. Waylon McKnight will stand in. McKnight struck out looking in the second inning against Marcus Eulaford, who has come out of the game. He had some back tightness that forced him out after 2 innings. Lane Frank fires in a bunt, third base side. McKnight, a good one. Carpenter throws to first. Great play by Mark Carpenter to get the out on the sac bunt. He made that throw from practically home plate down the line on the run. Evan Corbin does move into scoring position with 1 out. That was a great bunt there by McKnight, and then a great play by the third baseman, Mark Carpenter, to get the out at first. 1 out. And a man in scoring position for the Docs, top of the order here. Lane Frank delivers to Brooks Avery. And that pitch outside for ball one. Leadoff hit there for Corbin. Fourth hit in the ball game for the Docs. He takes his lead at second base. Brooks Avery at the plate 0 for 2 tonight. His second appearance against Lane Frank, who struck him out looking in the third inning. He misses outside for a 2-0 count. Elsewhere in Area 4 tonight, the Emerald Challengers in a non-league matchup against Mid-Valley. They sweep that one. It's a 2-0 pitch. Grounder to third. Carpenter boots another one. Corbin will have to stay at second base, but on safely will go Brooks Avery as Mark Carpenter, the ground ball's at him at third. He has not been able to handle, but on that sacrifice bunt, boy, did he look like an all-star on that play. But the 2 routine ground balls at him at third, he has not been able to field cleanly. That one will go down as an error. Brooks Avery on safely. Runners at first and second with 1 away, and Carson Dunn will take a strike to lead off his at-bat. Doc Stewart's dugout getting a little loud. Carson Dunn, for the first time in tonight's doubleheader, did not get on base in his last at-bat. He swings out in front of a breaking ball for strike 2. Dunn was 5 for 5 getting on base in game 1, stretched it to 6 for 6, drawing a walk in his first at-bat here in game 2, but tried to put down a bunt and was thrown out in the third inning. He's got the 0-2 pitch, grounder. He's got a base hit, his first of the night. Grounds it to left field, coming around to score. Evan Corbin throw to the plate. Did he get home in time? No, tagged out at home. Out in left field, Peyton Price will make the throw to the plate. Tag applied by Tyler Harper, and it remains a 2-2 ball game. A single for Carson Dunn. Evan Corbin thrown out at home. Didn't slide. He tried to run by the tag. If he slides, maybe he's got a chance to get down, as Harper behind the plate just had to reach out and try to tag Corbin. But if he tries to go low, maybe he gets by him. 2 away. Now on the out at home. Runners at second and third. Dunn got on with the single and advanced the second on the throw. Going first to third was Brooks Avery. A pitch outside. Ball 1 to Cade Johnson. A 1-0 pitch here for Frank. Pulled to left field. That should do the trick. Cade Johnson will drive in 1. They're going to send Dunn. He'll easily score. Cade Johnson with a 2-out single to drive in 2, and the Doc Stewarts are back in front. 4-2 our score with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. And the Doc Stewarts trying to get the split will move back in front for a 3rd time in the ball game. That single to left drives in Brooks Avery and Carson Dunn. Up to bat, Cole Collins had an RBI double in the 3rd. He bats here with 2 outs. He had that double with 2 outs in the 3rd inning to drive in a run. He's got a man at first. He'll take for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 runs in for the Docs here in the 4th inning. Cade Johnson at first drove in those 2 runs. With his second hit of the game, he's 2 for 2 with 3 RBI on 2 singles and a sac fly. 2-0 from Frank. Misses high and inside. 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 pitch, ball 4. Frank never had him and puts a man on. Collins on for a second time, draws the walk. That is the second walk issued by Lane Frank. And here comes a visit out to the mound from the assistant coaches for Klamath Falls. As Pete Whistler, the head coach for the Falcons, ejected here to begin before this 4th inning even got underway. He was out at home with words to be had with the home plate umpire. So the game will continue here in the fourth inning for the Doc Stewarts. They have now sent 6 hitters to the plate. The 7th hitter will be Drew Camp, the right fielder. Will bat with runners at first and second. And 2 down. And we're going to get a pitching change. Lane Frank's going to come out of the game here in the fourth inning. A pitching change with 2 outs in the fourth. It's a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Come back after a 60-second timeout with all of the changes for you here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Game 1 was a battle between the Falcons and the Docs. It was won in extra innings by Klamath Falls, 8-7. Game 2 has been back and forth as well. Docs have taken the lead now 3 different times, but every time they've taken the lead, Klamath Falls has found a way to rally and tie the game back up. Docs right now lead at 4-2, their 3rd lead in the game here in the top of the 4th. Lane Frank exits the game. He gave up. Right now, he'll be credited with 3 runs on 6 hits in an inning and 2/3. He gave up 2 walks and 1 strikeout. The runners at first and second are his. Left on base right now. It'll be up to Tate Haskins to try and finish things off here in the 4th inning. Haskins will face Drew Camp with 2 outs and runners at first and second. It is a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Again, visit chrisinsures.com for a free quote today, or you can even give them a call the old-fashioned way, you know. Pick up the phone and dial the number, 541-672-3301. I don't blame you. I hate making phone calls, too. It's just the worst. Oh, man. I'm a kid of the 90s. I grew up on the phone, you know. Call your girlfriend and chat for hours, and your mom tells you, get off the phone. But, oh, man. Had a cell phone by the end of my senior year, and I think greatest invention. I can just text people. I don't have to talk to them. Kind of weird to say for a guy that talks for a living. We're here in the top of the 4th. We'll get back on target. A baseball game going on below us here at Kiger Stadium. 2 away. Drew Camp, the lefty, will bat. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And on the mound, Tate Haskins misses on the first pitch for a 1-0 count. Camp batting with Cole Collins at first and Cade Johnson at second. The 1-0 pitch. That ball popped up. Could be playable third base side. Mark Carpenter, the third baseman, just makes the catch as he almost overran it. Gets underneath it enough for the final out. So the Doc Stewarts will add 2 runs to their total here in the 4th inning. And they will steal the momentum back in this one. 7 hitters to the plate against the Falcons. 2 runs come in on 3 hits. There was 1 error in the inning for Klamath Falls and 2 runners left on base. 4-2 our score going to the bottom of the 4th on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Colton Sywell fires in a pitch to Peyton Price for a foul ball to start things off here in the fourth inning. He'll get a strike on the outside corner for an 0-2 count as we welcome you back to Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Joey Keyran here with you. A 4-2 lead for Roseburg on top of K Falls. Peyton Price, the 0-2 pitch, fouled it off to stay alive. The 0-2 from Sywell. This one a dribbler, third base side. That's going to be a tough play. Sywell lofts it over to first. Kind of an ill-advised throw there, but making the play was Evan Corbin, and Peyton Price will get on with a dribbler on the infield, a single there. One on, Owen Harper will bat. Time called, A.J. Doolittle out to the mound to talk with Colton Sywell, the pitching coach there. Tonight's ball game brought to you by our friends at Cascade Community Credit Union and by Flyway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or call them at 672-5701. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove for strike one to Owen Harper. Harper struck out swinging in the second inning. A pickoff throw to first. Safely back is Price. (0-1) delivery for Sywell, making his way through this fourth inning. Swing and a miss, strike two. Nothing going on in the Docs bullpen at the moment. (0-2) count. Sywell delivers. Strike three, and he just tossed out Owen Harper. He just got tossed from the game for words with the home plate umpire on that strike three call. So Owen Harper has now been tossed from the game. He struck out looking, his second strikeout. That's the 8th K in the game for Colton Sywell. And the second Falcons person ejected from the game. So Owen Harper ejected from the game in the fourth. A lot of words being exchanged in this one here tonight. So we are here in the bottom of the fourth. One out, one on. Owen Harper just ejected from the game, so there will be a new first baseman coming up in the fifth inning. Time called by the umpire in the field now. And now he's going over to talk to the Doc Stewart's dugout. Evan Corbin has gone to the mound. A lot of opinions and feelings at the ballpark here tonight, apparently. So one away when we get back to playing baseball here. Ryan Glidden at the plate. He drew a walk in the second inning. Sywell will miss low and outside for ball one. Low and outside again for Sywell. 2-0 count. Ryan Glidden. The coaching staff for Klamath Falls trying to get Glidden to step out so that Sywell can slow down a little bit. He will come set at 2-0 pitch. Fouled back for strike one. Jaden Backer waits on deck, the second baseman, 0 for 1 in the game. A 2-1 delivery, high and away by Sywell. Three-1 count, one away with a man at first base for the Falcons. Ryan Glidden at the plate. Got the strike call in the outer half to make it a full count here for Ryan Glidden. Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. Video stream coverage is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us for the broadcast tonight. There's another foul ball there for Glidden. Stays in the battle. You can find us on 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel at 1490 The Score. 3-2 pitch for Sywell. Right down the pipe with the breaking ball. Strike three. He goes down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for Colton Sywell. He's got 9 punch-outs now through 3 2/3 innings. And it'll bring up Jaden Backer. So right now, 9 of the 11 outs have been by strikeout. First pitch, swung and fouled away. Looking for the 12th out in the ball game. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike two. One count. Jaden Backer struck out looking in the second. One delivery. The Klamath Falls dugout trying to get in the head of Sywell out there as he's working. Miss just low and outside. 1-2 the count. That's what I had as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch with 2 down. Strike three called. He strikes out the side looking. 10 strikeouts in the ball game for Colton Sywell, and he's got the Doc Stewart's dugout happy about that one. And that will finish things off here in the 4th inning. And apparently Klamath Falls not happy about the Doc Stewart's dugout cheering on the strikeout to finish things off. Both sides chirping back and forth. We go to the 5th inning. It is a 4-2 lead for the Doc Stewarts here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
A 4-2 ball game here between Klamath Falls and Doc Stewart's. Doc's in front right now. It has been a vocal game 2. kind of the politest way to put it. We've had head coach Pete Whistler thrown out and first baseman Owen Harper also tossed in this one. Taking over at first base for K Falls is going to be Bo Pyle. Will be playing at first base now. Still on the mound, I do believe that is Tate Haskins out there. Yes, he will be your pitcher. He faced one batter in the fourth inning, coming in relief of Lane Frank. Frank gave up 3 runs in his 1 2/3 innings and would be on the hook for the loss as of right now. Tate Haskins will face Parker Burke, Sebastian Watson, and Evan Corbin. Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score tonight, brought to you by our friends at Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Haskins will face Burke for the first time. Just his second batter faced, missing high for ball 1. The 1-0, Burke will take high and inside. Last time up, Burke had a single. He'll take low and outside. 3 balls, no strikes for the Doc Stewart catcher. Burke has been on base twice, reached on an error. Will take a strike on the inside corner. It almost got him on that front shoulder, it looked like. 3-1 pitch here, and that one hits him in the helmet. So Burke will head on down to first base. Hit by a pitch. Courtesy runner likely coming in. Here comes Logan Anderson. 1 runner on. Been a ball game here tonight. That is the first hit batter for Tate Haskins. And first hit batter here in game 2 of our twin bill. Burke got on for a 3rd time in the matchup. Each time courtesy runner Logan Anderson coming in for him. Brings up Sebastian Watson. Last time he grounded out to first. He'll take high and inside. Thought about trying to bunt, but had to quickly lean back and get out of the way on that pitch coming in. Haskins missing inside. There is some activity in the bullpen for K Falls. They got a right-hander out there throwing. Up the middle, could be a chance at 2. Instead, just going to first. Tag applied. Yes, the umpire in the field will get the help from the home plate umpire. They'll say that Watson was tagged as he ran to the bag. Applying the tag was Bo Pyle, the new first baseman, on the throw by Aiden Hayes. So they get Sebastian Watson at first. They are unable to try and get the double plays. Hayes backhanded that one up the middle just in front of the bag and decided he'd just take the easy out at first. Evan Corbin to bat. Corbin 1 for 2 in the game. A single his last time up. And he got hit on the back foot. It's a dead ball. So back to second base will go Anderson after the second hit batter here in the 5th inning. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Waylon McKnight will bat. He is 0 for 1. Sack bunt his last time up. It was a great sack bunt and almost an infield single, if not for a nice play by Mark Carpenter, who's playing back at third. He may be looking to bunt and try to see if he can move the runners up and maybe get on with a bunt single here. Not showing. Waylon takes outside for a 1-0 count. Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. 2-0 count on a pitch low and outside to McKnight. And batting in the 9th spot, the DH for Colton Sywell. There is activity in the bullpen for the Docs. The 2-0 pitch to McKnight. High and inside, backs him out of the way. Runners at first and second, a 3-0 count with 1 out. Chase Johnson out there throwing in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts right now. Out at second base is Logan Anderson running for Parker Burke. Has a 3-0 pitch in for strike 1. At first base, Evan Corbin, they both got hit by a pitch. Well, Burke got hit by a pitch, Anderson running for him. Corbin got hit by a pitch, he's still running at first. The 3-1, swung on and missed by McKnight for strike 2. The 3-2 pitch coming up for McKnight. Tate Haskins looking for the second out. Here in the 5th, he will step off as McKnight steps out. Full count pitch. Haskins sets, the righty delivers. Off speed, bounces in, and that is ball 4. McKnight will draw the walk. Runners all move up. Anderson at third, Corbin at second, McKnight at first. First walk issued by Haskins. With one out, top of the order coming up, Brooks Avery will bat. He is 0 for 3, reached on an error his last time up, and here comes a mound visit for the Falcons. Did see some activity in the bullpen for K Falls. Didn't catch who it was, but we might be seeing them come out to throw here as they visit out to the mound. Everybody will come out. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. So far by my tally, Doc Stewart's, they've got the 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed just the 1 error. For Klamath Falls, 2 runs on 3 hits. Make that 4 hits. Two runs on 4 hits, and K Falls 3 errors in this one. Some of your numbers there. Bases loaded with 1 away. Brooks Avery at the plate. Haskins stays in after the mound visit. Haskins, first time facing Avery. First time facing the top of the order. Avery belts one high in the air. Could be good enough to drive in a run. Catch made. Heading to the plate. The throw by Price will get cut off. Is coming in safely is Logan Anderson. Anderson scores in place of Parker Burke. Runners elsewhere stay where they're at. So third base unoccupied as a run comes in on a sac fly for Brooks Avery. He picks up the RBI. 2 down. And Carson Dunn will try to keep things going with a base hit here. Dunn is 1 for 2 in the game with a walk and a single. He scored twice. 5-2 ball game after the run scored on the sac fly. Out at second base, Evan Corbin. Waylon McKnight at first. Corbin has already been thrown out at home once, so we'll see if he's any more cautious this time, if things happen to work that way. A pitch inside, hits Carson Dunn. He's on base for a 3rd time in this one. His on-base percentage is just going to be through the roof after tonight. He's been hit by a pitch twice in this doubleheader, been walked a total of 3 times. He's got a home run, a double, and a single. He's only not gotten on base once in his now 9 plate appearances. So Carson Dunn, average is going to be doing well, and his on-base percentage is definitely going to be high. Bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Cade Johnson at the plate. He's had a nice game, too. He is 2 for 2 with 3 RBI. He takes a strike down the middle on a fastball. Cade Johnson, the second baseman, scored in the 3rd inning. He's had back-to-back singles in his last 2 at-bats. Haskins looking for the final out. His 0-1 pitch will hit the top of the zone for strike 2. 0-2 count for Tate Haskins. With the bases loaded behind him. Needs 1 more strike here against Cade Johnson. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and Haskins will get through things here in the 5th inning, leaving the bases loaded. But the Docs do add 1 insurance run here in the top of the 5th. They're on top 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Third time through the lineup tonight for Klamath Falls here against Colton Sywell, who will face Aiden Hayes, the leadoff man. First pitch, got him handcuffed. The slow roller to short. Brooks Avery, the play to first. Not in time, just a hair behind Aiden Hayes. Second time Hayes has beaten out an infield single. Brooks Avery did that play about as good as you could to try and get the out at first, but it was just a fraction of a second behind Hayes, who beats out the throw. He's on with his second hit of the game. That is the fifth hit in the ball game for Klamath Falls. One on, nobody away. Brody Hubble will bat. Takes outside. Hubble 0 for 1. Grounded out to first his last time up. Drew a walk in the first inning and scored a run. Buzzes the tower. Sywell misses a 2-0 count as Hubble leans out of the way. Pickoff throw to first. Softly tossed over there by Sywell. Tonight's game brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. 2-0 pitch. Hits the outside corner. Hey, let's go ahead and do it. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. Two-one pitch coming up here for Colton Sywell against Brody Hubble. That ball goes right side, gets through into right field. A base knock for Hubble. Back-to-back singles for the Falcons here in the fifth. Runners at first and second. A 3-run lead for the Doc Stewarts. Game-time run will come to the plate for Klamath Falls. This is the new pitcher in this one. Tate Haskins getting a chance to bat here.
Pitcher, number 13.
Haskins, the third pitcher used, and he's the third guy to bat here in the 3 spot in the lineup card. Haskins bats with 2 on and nobody out. An opportunity to help his own cause here. Squaring to bunt. He'll take low and inside for ball 1. A 1-0 count for Haskins, who's looking to try and move both runners into scoring position. Sywell comes set. Corbin in on the grass, is squaring to bunt. Haskins, the ball gets by Burke, has to chase it to the backstop, and that'll change the approach at the plate. A pass ball. It's going to move both runners up 90 feet. Burke just came up empty as he tried to scoop that one. It is a 2-0 count, nobody out. Runners now at second and third. So now Haskins can try and swing away, see if he can drive in a run. Klamath Falls scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third. They trail 5-2. The 2-0 pitch here for Haskins. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. Runner at third is Aiden Hayes. Out at second, Brody Hubble. Swing and a miss by Haskins, and he's got a 2-2 count as Sywell has battled his way back in. With Haskins no longer looking to bunt, Sywell has been going at it. He fires in on a bit of a quick pitch there. He went right to it as Haskins was stepping in, and he gets the strikeout. That is strikeout number 11 on the night for Colton Sywell. That'll bring up Tyler Harper, the catcher. He's 2 for 2 with 2 RBI. So this will be a big at-bat here for Sywell in his third. They are going to walk Tyler Harper. They're going to intentionally walk him here. Time called here by the third base coach, Bach. Now the discussion is on whether or not does he have to throw the 4 pitches or do they just put him on. High school ball is now you just put him on, so they're not going to make him throw the 4 pitches. So the bases are loaded with 1 away. Intentional walk. Mark Carpenter will stand into bat with 1 out and the bases loaded. Carpenter is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts against Sywell. Out of his windup. Strike on the inside corner. An 0-1 count to start for Carpenter. The 0-1 line drive, ground ball to Brooks Avery. He misplays it. 1 run scores, and that's all they're going to get. Avery misplay at short. Carpenter will get on safely. A run will score. Could have been a possible double play ball there to get the Docs out of things. But instead, the inning will continue with the bases loaded, and it's a 2-run ball game. So bases are loaded, and Peyton Price will bat. Last time up, he had a dribbler down the third base side for a base hit, and that one goes through the legs for Cole Collins. Another run scores, and we've got a 1-run ball game. Bases still loaded with 1 out, and the defense is failing Colton Sywell here. And just like that, Klamath Falls is doing what they did in Game 1. They're battling their way back in, and here comes a visit to the mound for Coach Eric Savage with the bases loaded and just 1 out. We've had a couple of ground balls that should have been outs on the infield, and unfortunately they have not gone that way here in the 5th. 2 runs in so far, bases loaded. A 5-4 ball game, and Colton Sywell is going to hand off the baseball as we will get a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Colton Sywell, a great start tonight. Things unfortunately didn't go his way here in the 5th inning, as behind him he needed a little bit of help and did not get it. It'll be Jace Johnson to take over on the mound. Johnson will get the baseball with the bases loaded and 1 away. He's looking to get exactly what Colton Sywell just got on the last 2 at-bats. A ground ball to try and get the Doc Stewarts out of the 5th inning. 5-4 our score. We take a 60-second timeout after the pitching change here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Colton Sywell, a solid start for the Doc Stewarts tonight. Got into the 5th inning. 4 1/3 innings worked. Right now, 4 runs, but the last 2 have been unearned runs for sure. I mean, maybe one of them, I guess, could go down as an earned run, but Docs very much should be out of this inning here tonight in the 5th. 4 runs against Sywell, and the bases are loaded with just 1 out, so these runners would all go to his total as well. Jace Johnson takes over, first pitch swinging for the new man at the plate. Catch made? No, in right field over the head of Drew Camp. Klamath Falls is going to take the lead as 2 runs will come in. And the runner out at third. They get a runner out at third. I missed the tag there. So Peyton Price is out at third for the second out. But scoring were Tyler Harper and Mark Carpenter. 2 runs come in, and Klamath Falls is in front now 6-5 with a man at second base. That was, I believe, Bo Pyle that had batted in that last spot. Yeah, he'd come in that spot. So that he's first pitch swinging. Pyle drives one out to right field over the head of Drew Camp. He almost made a spectacular catch as Jace Johnson will get a strike on the outside corner. There's 2 down, runner at second. Pyle drives in 2 on a double. Swinging a foul tip into the glove for Ryan Glidden for strike 2. So Jace Johnson comes in, and all sorts of fireworks are happening here. And just like that, Klamath Falls back in front. The 0-2 from Johnson. Bounced in, that ball gets away. The runners are going to advance, and on safely is going to go Glidden on a strikeout. Up to third base goes Pyle. Runners on the corners. Doc Stewart's just can't seem to get out of this frame. They had a couple of fielding errors on ground balls to short and third. Now a drop third strike. And the inning will continue. 6-5 the score. Jaden Backer will bat in the 9 spot. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch swinging, a ground ball to first. Knocked down by Evan Corbin, but he'll step on first to retire the side. So the Doc Stewarts give up the lead. 4 runs come in for Klamath Falls. Here in the 5th inning, on 3 hits, there were 2 Doc Stewart errors and 2 runners left on base. Docs with work to do as we go to the top of the 6th inning. They trail 6-5 here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Starting out the 6th inning, a new man on the mound for Klamath Falls. A new old man. We saw him in game 1. As in to pitch will be Colin Takini to take over for Tate Haskins. Haskins goes an inning and a third. Didn't give up a hit, gave up 1 run. He finished with 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and he hit 3 batters in this one. So we go to the top of the 6th inning. A 4-run bottom of the 5th for Klamath Falls puts them in front 6-5 as they get a big 2-run double by Bo Pyle to drive in the go-ahead runs for Klamath Falls, as he had taken over at first base after Owen Harper got ejected in the 4th inning. Tacchini will face off against Collins, Camp, and Burke, the 3 hitters due up for the Doc Stewarts here in the 6th inning. Docs are trying to come back to avoid getting swept on the road by K Falls. Doc Stewart's baseball here tonight, brought to you by Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department. So it'll be Cole Collins to lead off. He is 1 for 2 in the game. Had a double to drive in a run and also has a walk to his total. Slight breeze continues to blow out to center field here in the late evening in Klamath Falls. Glad I threw in an extra layer on the trip down here. 65 degrees right now. We've stopped seeing lightning bolts off in the distance, so that's good news. On the mound, Tacchini. First pitch, got him handcuffed. Flares it to first base. 1 away. Pile underneath that one. Tacchini in game 1 went an inning and a third. Ended up getting the win. Didn't give up a run on 2 hits. No walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batter. 1 out. It'll be Drew Camp to bat. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Out of the windup here, Tacchini hits the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 count. Tacchini with his glove out in front of him goes into his windup. Hits the inside corner. Goes outside, comes inside, gets the 0-2 count against Drew Camp. Tacchini on the mound looking for the second out. He's got the advantage, 0-2 against Camp. Sits on the off speed, but lines it right to Mark Carpenter at third, who snags it out of the air for the second out. That was the right approach at the plate there by Camp. He sat on the off speed, got a whole lot of it, but it goes right to Carpenter at third. And unfortunate there for Drew Camp. There's now 2 away. Parker Burke has been on base all 3 times, reaching on an error, a single, and a hit by pitch. He digs in with 2 outs and nobody on. Breaking ball inside and low for a 1-0 count. 2 away, nobody on base here in the top of the 6th. Underneath the late night lights here at Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls, the 1-0 outside. Parker Burke looking for his second hit of the night. (2-0) from Tacchini. Swung on and missed. Doc Stewarts are down to their final 4 outs here and looking to try and make up a 1-run deficit against K Falls. Tacchini on the mound trying to keep that from happening. The 2-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So Burke down to his final strike in this at-bat, a 2-2 count with 2 away and nobody on. Tacchini winds and fires. Off speed, fouled away. Staying alive. Burke sat on that off speed, didn't get fooled by it. Able to get a piece of it to stay alive. 2-2 delivery. Burke trying to get a hold of one here. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 3, and that will finish off the side for the Docs. They go down in order. 1, 2, 3 here in the 6th. It's a 1-run ball game going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Doc Stewart's trailing Klamath Falls 6-5 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Falcons, your shortstop, number 6, Aiden.
Bottom of the sixth inning, it'll be the top of the order. Aiden Hayes up for a fourth time. He is 2 for 3 in the matchup. And we'll look to face off against Chase Johnson for the first time. Johnson gave up a double in his 3 batters faced in the 5th inning. Got a strikeout, but the drop third strike put a runner on. First pitch from Chase Johnson, high and inside for a 1-0 count. Aiden Hayes with a couple of infield singles. Able to beat him out on the throw to first. Swings and misses for a 1-1 count. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Evergreen Family Medicine is open now in Sutherland, so check out their new facility just below the golf course. High and away, 2-1 count. And, of course, stay tuned for the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. We'll wrap this one up here tonight. Still a little ways to go. Foul tip. Hits off of Parker Burke behind the plate. 2-2 count. Video streaming, so I got a report from a source that we had a good crowd watching the broadcast tonight. Thanks to everybody that's been tuning in, staying up late with us here from Klamath Falls this evening. Don't blame me if it's the Roseburg fans back at home, or our Douglas County fans, I should say. Doc Stewart's fans there. Don't blame me if you didn't want to make the trip down here tonight, knowing it's going to be a late night on a work night. So happy to have everybody joining us here on 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. The video stream brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. 2-2 is high from Johnson, a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Aiden Hayes. Gets one to shallow center field. It'll be a one-hopper out to Carson Dunn, a third hit in the game for Aiden Hayes. So a single to begin things here in the 6th inning. Brody Hubble will bat. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Squaring to bunt. Throw down to second base. Just ahead of the tag. And safely goes Hayes. So Hayes will get into scoring position on the steal. At the plate, a strike. Hubble was showing a bunt, pulled it back, took for the strike. Quick throw down to second base by Burke, but not quite quick enough. The 0-1, swung on and missed by Hubble, an 0-2 count. Two runs scored by Hubble in this one. Last time up had a single. Is 0-2. That ball belted in the air out to right field. Drew Camp has a read on it. He'll make the catch. Tagging and heading for third goes Hayes. Brody Hubble flies out to right field. 1 away. Up to third is Aiden Hayes. And it'll bring up, this will now be Colin Takini in the 3 spot. He's the 4th player to hit in this spot as the pitchers rotate through. Takini will be the 4th batter. No batters in this spot yet have come through with a hit. So far, the 3 guys that have been in this spot are all 0 for 1. Takini will stand in. Takes a strike on the first pitch from Johnson. Runner at third, so the infield is playing in on the grass, hoping to have a chance to try and cut off the run at home. Docs trailing 6-5 against Klamath Falls. They'll have their 7, 8, 9 hitters due up in the 7th inning. 0-1 delivery here for Johnson. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Oh-2 count with 1 away. Johnson's pitch off the end of the bat, back to the mound, fielded by Johnson. He'll get the out at first. Corbin making the catch, having to adjust to get it on a throw that was a little off the mark there at first by Jace Johnson, but good enough to get the out at first, and that's big. 2 away. At third base, Aiden Hayes had no chance of trying to advance on the dribbler on the infield. And it'll bring up Tyler Harper, who has been dangerous so much that they intentionally walked him last time up. Came back to bite the Docs, although they got what they needed. They got a couple of ground balls after walking him, and the Docs could not play them cleanly. First pitch, strike 1 to Harper on the inside corner. He bats with a man at third and 2 away. Johnson gets the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 delivery with 2 down. At third base, Aiden Hayes. Doc's trying to keep it a 1-run ball game. Off speed, and he got him out in front, got just a piece of it. Harper stays alive at the plate. Jace Johnson trying to close it out here in the 6th inning. Needs 1 more out. Gets a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Throw down to first base. And out is Tyler Harper to finish off the 6th inning. He leaves a man stranded at third base. No runs for Klamath Falls on 1 hit. No errors for the Doc Stewarts. And 1 man left at third. We go to the 7th inning. Klamath Falls needs 3 outs. Doc Stewarts need at least 1 run. We'll see how the 7th inning goes when we come back on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Doc Stewart's down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 1 against Klamath Falls here in the opener to league play. Doc Stewart's last year in just a 3-team league. Doc Stewart's did not win a league game a year ago, losing all of their matchups against the Challengers and the Mustangs. They've started out 0-1 so far this season, trying not to make it a disappointed trip home. Long trek back to Roseburg tonight, and the Doc Stewarts are hoping they go home at least with a split. Six to 5 our ball game. Doc Stewarts will have the 7, 8, 9 spots. It'll be Sebastian Watson to lead things off against Colin Takini. Takini out of his windup. First pitch, line drive down the left field side. That's going to roll into the corner. Extra bases here for Watson. He is heading for second. Fielding and Price will send it back in. It's a leadoff double for Sebastian Watson, a runner in scoring position for the Doc Stewarts.
That's what they needed to get things started here. Watson got around on that one, ripped it right down the line against Takini. And a man in scoring position with nobody out. That extra base hit brought to you by BTB Moving. They provide the labor services for your moving needs. So if you need a little muscle when you are moving to a new home this summer, putting some stuff in storage, whatever it may be, BTB Moving. Book now at 541-315-0122. Up to bat, Evan Corbin. He'll square to bunt, looking to put the man at third. He takes high for ball one. Evan Corbin tonight is 1 for 2. Last time up, he was hit by a pitch. That was against Tate Haskins. Just the fifth batter to face Colin Takini here in the nightcap. Takini threw an inning and a third in game one. He bounces this one. It gets away. The catcher has no clue where it is. That ball goes to the on-deck circle. Watson took a turn at third, but didn't decide to try and go for it. First baseman Bo Pyle gets there to recover that baseball behind the plate. Harper had no clue where that ball had gotten to as it bounced in. So a wild pitch puts Watson now 90 feet from home, and the Docs, with nobody out and a man at third, feel to be in a good spot to try and tie this one up. 2-0 pitch here for Evan Corbin. Takini delivers. That ball right side will drift foul down the right field line. Strike one for Corbin. Two balls, one strike. Docs with their first hit on that double by Watson since the fourth inning. The 2-1 is high, and Corbin has a 3-1 lead in the at-bat against Takini. Nobody thrown in the bullpen for the Docs, so it looks like if they can force the bottom of the seventh inning, Docs would be relying on Jace Johnson. A 3-1 delivery here for Corbin. Takini gets it in there, and Corbin fouls it away. That is strike two. Doc Stewart's with Waylon McKnight waiting on deck. 3-2 pitch here for Corbin. Looking to put something in play, see if he can bring home Watson from third. Takini off speed. That ball lifted out to left field. It's going to drop in. Base hit. Game tied. Watson scores on the single by Evan Corbin. And the Doc Stewarts have knotted this one up at 6 apiece. Hey, at this point, we're getting home late no matter what, so let's go. Let's make this a fun one. See if the Doc Stewarts can get a split on the road. Tie ball game, 6-6. A man at first with nobody out. Doc's now looking to try and see if they can take a lead. So Corbin is on at first. And here comes a visit out to the mound for Klamath Falls. Corbin stays in. I wasn't sure if there was some commotion going on. Wasn't sure if they were looking to try and bring in a runner for him. He stays at first. Waylon McKnight will be the next hitter due up as Klamath Falls takes a visit out to the mound. Late night here. Thought we were going to be getting home at 1. I guess that was a pipe dream. But, maybe I'll show up in time to be able to show up for work in the morning. Catch a sleepy Joey Kieran on the morning report tomorrow morning on News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEN, and all your sports updates for tomorrow. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on other than this game in front of me here tonight, so we'll see what tomorrow's sports update is like on the radio. But right now I'm just looking for a safe trip home and hopefully, a good one with maybe a split here on the road for the Doc Stewarts. Waylon McKnight will stand in the 9 spot. He is 0 for 1 in the game, has a sack bunt and a walk. Nobody out. He's got Evan Corbin on at first, and McKnight will step out before the first pitch. McKnight will show a bunt now. He puts it third base side a little hard, charging in. Carpenter can't get it out of the glove. His throw to first, not in time. And the Doc Stewarts have runners at first and second. Still nobody out as Carpenter came in. We saw him make a spectacular play on a bunt by McKnight back in the fourth, but this time Carpenter couldn't get it out of the glove. He had a hard time getting the grip on it, and McKnight will get on. And the Doc Stewarts have runners at first and second with nobody out.
Avery.
It'll bring up the top of the order, Brooks Avery. Go-ahead run at second base. Avery had a sac fly last time up. Still looking for his first hit. He may be asked to bunt here. Carpenter playing in some at third. He will square and then ducks out of the way as the pitch comes in high. Avery has put the ball in play 3 out of his 4 at-bats. Try to put the pressure on, make Klamath Falls make a play here. Pitch is low, and he's got a 2-0 count. And right now he's looking to try and make Colin Takini just throw strikes. Right now Takini has gotten roughed up. He's given up 3 hits here in this 7th inning. A double, single, single. At second base, Evan Corbin. At first base, Waylon McKnight. McKnight with a huge lead at first with nobody holding him on. The 2-0 pitch is high. Ducking out of the way again is Avery, and he's got himself a 3-0 count. He has shown a bunt every time, looking to try and see if he can move both runners into scoring position for the heart of the order coming up. Now he'll be looking to see if he can get himself on base to load him up with nobody out. Squares to bunt again, takes outside, ball 4, bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Docs have tied it up and looking to take the lead. And it'll be Carson Dunn. And boy, that is a guy you like to see coming to the plate at this point in the game. Carson Dunn has been hit by a pitch. He's walked and he's got a single in this one. So he is 1 for 2 here in this game. In game 1, he was 2 for 2 with 2 walks, a hit by pitch, a home run, and a double. He needs a triple to hit for the cycle tonight here in Klamath Falls. Dunn stands in, bases loaded, nobody out. Takini delivers in. Check swing, and the home plate umpire will say he went around. No appeal needed. The call made at the plate, an 0-1 count for Carson Dunn. The 0-1 here for Takini. Dunn had a double off of him in game 1. He takes the off speed for strike 2. At third base, Evan Corbin, Waylon McKnight at second, Brooks Avery at first, Carson Dunn at the plate. An 0-2 pitch here for Takini in a tie ball game in the 7th. Takini's delivery outside, scooped up behind the plate. Tyler Harper making a big stop that helps preserve the tie ball game. Takini trying to get Dunn to chase on that one. He did not oblige. A 1-2 count. They're playing in a bit on the corners to try and cut off the run at home. A 1-2 pitch. That's a foul ball. Dunn will head back to the plate. Got just a piece of that one off the end of his bat. 6-6 ball game here in the top of the 7th. Game 1 went to 8 innings when Klamath Falls walked it off with a run scored on a wild pitch. Docs had led in that one. Docs led here in this one and gave up the lead. Now they've rallied back to tie it up and looking to try and take a lead here in the top of the 7th. 1-2 pitch for Takini against Dunn. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. Strikeout, second of the night for Takini. That is a big out there for Klamath Falls. Carson Dunn, and the biggest spot of the night. Unfortunately, had his toughest outing at the plate. So 1 out, Cade Johnson will bat here. Johnson's had a good game too. Takes outside. Johnson with a pair of singles has driven in 2. Actually, sorry, make that he's driven in 3. Had a sac fly in the first for an RBI and 2 on a single in the 4th. Looking to try and put the ball in play here and drive in some more. The 1-0. He takes for a strike. 1-1 count against Colin Takini. This is the last batter to face Takini for the first time here in this ball game.
Cole Collins waits on deck. Collins faced him and flew out to first. The 1-1. Foul ball sitting on the off speed. Johnson got just a piece of it. 1 run in so far. Double, single to start things off here in the 7th. Doc Stewart's trying to add some more, though. They are hoping they're not done here in the top of the 7th inning. They've got the bases loaded, 1 away. Cade Johnson at the plate on a 1-2 count. Got a piece of that one to stay alive on the fastball by Tacchini. One-two count. The 3-hitter Cade Johnson at the plate. Colin Tacchini trying to get something here. Off speed, popped up, out of play. Johnson will foul that one away to stay alive. Congratulations to the Dr. Randall's Crowns. They got a non-league sweep today against the Grants Pass Miners. They won Game 2 of their doubleheader, 13-7, after they took a 21-2 win in Game 1 of that twin bill. 1-2 pitch here for Tacchini. Cade Johnson at the dish. Waits on the delivery. Gets one out towards center field. This could be enough. Tagging, heading for the plate from third. Evan Corbin, the throw not in time. Corbin flops into the plate for the go-ahead run. And Evan Corbin will put the Docs on top 7-6 on a sac fly by Cade Johnson. Johnson's second sac fly of the night. He's got 4 RBIs here in Game 2. There are 2 outs now. The runners stayed at first and second behind Evan Corbin. And it'll bring up Cole Collins. Collins will bat. He is 1 for 3 in this one with an RBI double back in the 3rd inning. Out at second base is Waylon McKnight. Brooks Avery at first. Cole Collins, the cleanup batter, looking to try and keep things going here in the 7th. Docs have plated 2 to take a 1-run lead. Tacchini's first pitch. Collins bunts it back to the mound. Tacchini knocked it down. His throw to first is in time. Collins was trying to catch him off guard, but he put it right back to the mound. If not, he might have had a chance to get on, but that won't do it. 7 hitters to the plate for the Doc Stewarts. They scored 2 runs to take a 1-run lead. 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 runners left on. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning for Jace Johnson, 3 outs away from picking up the win and sending the Docs home with a split here from Klamath Falls on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Doc Stewart's lead 7-6. Jace Johnson on the mound will face Mark Carpenter. Did he go around? No, he did not on a check swing to lead off the at-bat. Carpenter is 0 for 3 in the game. Reached on an error in the 5th inning. That was the big inning for K Falls as he swings through on the 1-0, a 1-1 count. That 5th inning, Klamath Falls scored 4 runs to take a lead against the Doc Stewarts. Ground ball up the middle. Brooks Avery, a throw on the run to first, will get the play. 1 away. Doc Stewart's 2 outs from getting a split. Bouncing chopper through the middle there for Brooks Avery. Charging in, had to get that out of the glove on the run and make the throw to first. Did a nice job there. He makes those difficult plays look smooth for sure. Peyton Price at the plate, swings and misses for strike one. Price had a dribbler down the third base line, a swinging bunt for a single back in the fourth inning. Also reached on an error in the fifth. That was, again, that big inning for K Falls as they pitch inside, 1-1. Out of the windup for Jace. Ground ball fouled to the on-deck circle for the Falcons. Strike two. One ball, two strikes for Peyton Price. Doc's 2 outs away from earning a split here on the road in what has been a competitive battle between the Falcons and the Doc Stewarts. Out of his windup, Johnson. Got the swing and a miss. Price goes down. For Cade Johnson, that is his third strikeout in relief, and he is in line to pick up a win if he can get one more out here against Klamath Falls. Don't forget to stick around for the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show when this one goes complete. In the dirt, ball one to Bo Pyle, who had the big double off of Johnson in his first pitch of the outing. That helped put Klamath Falls in front back in the fifth inning. Pyle will take high and inside, a 2-0 count. 2 outs, nobody on. That ball slapped right side, and Pyle comes up with another opposite field base hit. He is 2 for 2. So Bo Pyle will keep the game alive for Klamath Falls with 2 outs. The game-tying run is on base for the Falcons. Ryan Glidden will bat. Glidden 0 for 2 in this game with a walk. He's got 2 strikeouts, but reached on a drop third strike. He swings through for strike one. He struck out against Jace Johnson in the fifth, but reached on the drop third strike. The 0-1 delivery here from Johnson. Fastball, strike two. Johnson didn't look like he was messing around on that one. He looks to try and finish it off here against Glidden. An 0-2 pitch for the ball game. Just high and away. That ball did not miss by much for Jace Johnson. Trying to finish it off here is 1-2. It's low as he lost his footing. A 2-2 count. Two-two pitch. Swung on and missed, and the Doc Stewarts will get the win here tonight against Klamath Falls in Game 2. Doc Stewarts will finish it off. They get a victory. And they will win Game 2 7-6. We'll come back with your Neal Company Real Estate post-game show after a quick break. We'll get you all the numbers together and wrap it up here on a late night Monday in the Klamath Basin here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Have a good
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at Klamath Falls at Kiger Stadium, where tonight the Doc Stewarts able to get a split. They had to work in this one. Could have had a sweep. That could be said for either team. Both teams had a chance to win both of these games. Klamath Falls came through with the big moments in Game 1 to steal away a victory in extra innings, and the Doc Stewarts able to come back late in the 7th inning to steal a win in Game 2. As the two teams will split, Docs go 1-1 on the road. They are 1-1 in Area 4 play, and Klamath Falls is now 1-1 on the season and 1-1 in Area 4 play. As this one wrapped up, taking a look at the final numbers, 7 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors, 12 men left on for the Doc Stewarts. For Klamath Falls, 6 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors, and 8 men left on. Chase Johnson will pick up his first win of the season. He's 1-0 on the year. Johnson pitched the final 2 2/3, gets the win as he pitches, does not give up a run on 3 hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Colton Sywell does not factor into the decision. He struck out 11 over 4 1/3. He allowed 6 runs on 6 hits, 3 walks. He did not; those were not all earned runs, but honestly, I have a hard time always figuring out what's earned and what's not sometimes when it's not pretty straightforward there. Taking the loss. How about this for you tonight? Colin Takini got the win in Game 1 in relief. Now he takes the loss in Game 2, so he's the deciding factor in both games for Klamath Falls. He takes the loss, pitches the final 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts for Klamath Falls. Doc Stewarts and K Falls traded runs early on. It was a 1-1 game after 1. It was a 2-2 game after 3. Docs took a 4-2 lead after the top of the 4th and stretched it to a 5-2 lead in the top of the 5th. K Falls got 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th to take a 6-5 lead, but the Doc Stewarts would get 2 in the top of the 7th inning on an RBI single by Evan Corbin and on by a sac fly by Cade Johnson, as the Doc Stewarts would take the lead late and win this one 7-6. We'll take a look at more of the numbers when we come back. That is how this one played out. This is your Neal Company Real Estate, the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show, and we will have more of the individual numbers for you and get you ready for our next game coming up tomorrow in Staten. Wrap it up here on the postgame show after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at Kiger Stadium to wrap it up for you here quickly. We want to try and get on the road. It's going to be a late night. Before we get out of here, though, we'll take a look at the final numbers for you as we wrap up the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. Before we do that, though, pause real quick, 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball coming at you here on The Score. Taking a look again, the winning pitcher, Jace Johnson, 2 2/3 innings, gave up no runs on 3 hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Losing pitcher is Colin Takini, who goes 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Taking a quick look at the offensive numbers, your leaders tonight, Cade Johnson was 2 for 3 with 4 RBI. Also 2 for 3, Evan Corbin with an RBI in this one for the Docs. On the other side, 3 for 4 for Aiden Hayes. He scored twice in this one. 2 for 3 for Tyler Harper with 2 RBI. And Bo Pyle was 2 for 2 with 2 RBI in this one as well. Those are some of the highlights here tonight as we wrap it up real quickly. 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Docs. 6 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Klamath Falls as the Doc Stewarts split on the road against the Falcons. Coming up tomorrow, the Doc Stewarts are back to action. They're on the road against the Post 58 Crushers from Regis High School in Staten, Oregon. That is a single 9-inning contest, non-leaguer there for us. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a 5 o'clock start time with a 4:45 pregame show for you tomorrow, although it feels like the game times keep changing on me, so we will double-check on that one here momentarily. But that is what we are planning on, so tune in for that and stay up to date on everything Doc Stewart's Baseball by going to 541radio.com and checking out Doc Central, presented by Champion Car Wash and Jiffy Lube. All right, want to say thanks to the Klamath Falls Falcons for hosting us here tonight. Want to say thanks to head coach Eric Savage and the entire American Legion Baseball program in Roseburg for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. Thanks for a long day of work back in the studio for Brenton Cranford. Appreciate that. And as always, thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. It was a late night for us, but without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. It has been a pleasure to talk to you here tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow, 4:45 pregame, as we bring you Docs and Crushers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. All righty.